All right. I think we're all set to go. Welcome to. Is it day 7? I think it's day 7 of the game jam. I just had my cup of coffee, so should be energized for today's stream. Let's see. I have notes from yesterday to review real quick. I did not do that. I never seem to do that between streams. Um, so yesterday. Oh, hello? Oh my god, it's a joke. I just started streaming and you scared the crap out of me. How's it going?
You're like, what's going on?
What's going on? What's happening? I was just going over the implementations page for. Oh, did I swap them? I think I put them in the wrong stuff. Um. Oh, no. I just didn't actually write everything I did yesterday. That's my issue. That's enough. There we go. That'll cover it. I originally said I was gonna do integrity checks on all the textures for the models we made yesterday. Screw that. We'll do that during the polishing stage. I need to work on gameplay. I haven't worked on gameplay in like 3 days. So, just to make sure everything's still working as intended, I believe this is the night shift level. So we have an AI. When it sees us, it'll attack us. There's currently an issue with like, oh, is it gonna kill me? Okay, it almost did. I didn't intend for the behavior to be as you're seeing right now. I meant for it to be like constantly coming after you, but I think I did something wrong, so I might use what this guy's doing as the basis for the vanilla bean.
I meant to watch you yesterday, Casey.
Oh god. No, stop! Stop!
Go for it! Freedom!
Freedom! Freedom!
But yeah, the basics of the core gameplay loop are there. And then
So is he... So what is the red ball? Oh, ball.
I'll go back. The red ball?
Yeah.
This thing around him?
Could you stream through Discord so I don't have any latency?
Let's see what...
Or, yeah.
Let's see what happens.
If it screws up your other streams, then no, but...
We'll see. I'll open up the stream. Put it in real time, please. Thank you. Let's see how that's affected.
Okay.
So you said a red ball.
Yeah, the red ball going from your worm towards you. Or randomly.
This, down here?
No. When you were... See, that's why I needed this. It had a red ball line going to it and a red ball. Going.
Oh! I know what you're talking about. So...
Yeah, during this.
You saw me, right? Did you not see me?
He's a worm. He don't have eyes.
There we go. That is him shooting a line trace to see if there's something between the first ball and the next ball. If that red sphere hits me, it'll deal 1 damage.
Okay.
When I well, it's a lot of damage when you only have 3 health.
It's like a third of your health.
Yeah. When I implement the vanilla bean, it will actually like shoot a projectile. It's not going to use this line trace. This line trace exists for like a test of a melee mechanic for when I make the coffee beans and the espresso beans. I missed.
I love the gun being a T-post.
Oh, I'm out of ammo.
No.
And these buttons don't work either. Okay, so we got some work to do. The stream doesn't look like it's being hindered too badly, so I think we'll leave the Discord stream up a little bit. Unstreams your latency. Welcome back, Alan Valor. Alright, last thing I wanted to make sure is still functional is the coffee mechanic. I say coffee mechanic. There's a big gap in the mechanic. That being that you're not burning resources when you're making coffee. So let's do smell coffee, serve drink. You can see there's ice. You can't see what's the coffee, but that's fine. We can work on that. Oh shoot. Did I not make a... No, because I was going to program that with the NPCs later. I wonder what happens if I try to make something else on top of this. Yeah, I thought so. Just stacking coffee.
Oh, I see. I thought that was a machine coming down to start making the coffee.
No. Okay, so the mechanics, while incomplete, are there. They do function. The real question is, what are we going to work on today? I think we should work on the day shift mechanics, because those are the most underbaked right now. Which means I need to make a friendly NPC real quick. So we'll just do NPCs. Character. This will be customer. Let's call it customer parent, just in case I want to do something special with this later. Peak Starbucks. Barista just hands you a tower of coffee. And they get your name wrong still. That's the best part.
Yeah.
All right. Just as a placeholder.
They're so needy.
Oh god, I forgot how big it is. Shrink.
Oh my god, that is a cow.
Yeah, it's our capybara.
Oh my god.
He's so... Where's the collision? Oh, he's still too big. Okay.
Where's the
I can't.
It's gonna be great if the cow is capybara sized.
That's the point. It's a capybara. It's a cow-sized capybara. Uh-oh.
Ow.
Casey died. Send help and snacks.
Particularly cough drops would be great. Anyway, here's our placeholder customer. Oh god. Okay. You missed it at you missed it at first because of the cow mouflage. Oh.
That's great. I like that one.
That was good. Okay, we need to do the I can't. We need to come up with logic for how to make its orders. Okay.
That's my favorite logic. Cow logic.
Let's. Okay. Coffee actors. I need to look at the coffee recipe again. Okay, ingredient 1, 2, 3. Ingredient 1, 2, 3. Oh shoot. Recipe ID. Set material. Bad coffee. I have a bad coffee thing and I didn't even set it up correctly. Yeah, I currently...
I guess the YouTube symbol today is joining or meeting the latte art community.
Is what?
Joining the latte art community. You know how the button for YouTube changes sometimes.
Oh. I'm with you now. I was like, where's this going? I'm scared.
Here later. Mom, come pick me up.
Did I not actually set up the logic for the copy changing? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Oh god, how far behind am I? Hold on. There's coffee. I know I imported all the stuff, so that makes me really worried about like the fact that I just left that. That's not it. Coffee liquids, here we go. Oh, I didn't set it up because the priority was modeling. I'm an idiot. Oh god. I should have done this sooner because I don't remember how I set up the ingredients. Okay, ingredient count? Nope. That's not it. Is it item pickup enum? Of course it is. So these are the IDs. We need to come up with a system where the customer knows what they want to order, and it's based on these ID numbers. Oh god.
That's not realistic whatsoever.
Look here.
The customer knowing what they want. I've been in retail for the past 5 years, and I know that's a lie.
I've been in customer service for 3 years. I know that's a kind of a lie. I say kind of because they do know what they want. They just don't like it when you know.
It's even worse for me because we only offer 2 things. We either ship your package or sell you stamps.
What more do you want?
We have money orders too, but like, so 3 things.
Oh no. I just realized the way I was about to set this up would have been a disaster because what I was going to do. Hold on, let me just do this as an example. Right? What I was going to do is have the customer decide what each ingredient should be. Issue being that not this. I need the actual day shift stuff. Where is it? Here? It's here.
Here is the map.
So here's the issue. If I do it this way, the player would actually have to accurately guess each ingredient and what order to put it in. And I don't want the order to put it in to be a factor. So wait, hold on. There's a way we can do this. I need to drag this out. Can I do an array? Or wait, hold on. Can I just make this an array? I might know what I'm doing here. Give me a second. And the array elements, yes. Okay, we got something here.
Now we're cooking with gas.
I may not actually know how I'm going to be doing this, actually. Hold on. What I was thinking of is make this an array, and as long as each ingredient matches one of the 3 numbers saved in each array, it should be fine. We need a custom event. And we're going to call it check my order. And basically, the customer is going to ask if... Oh, shoot. How do I want to do this? I need to cast to... Nah, this is so scary. Can I get the array? This is not the way to do it. This is so not the way to do it. This is not the way to do it.
This is what you do. You fiddle fart around until it works, and then you leave it until it doesn't work.
And you hope to God you can figure out what went wrong afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So Casey, you So right now is your issue them being in order? You're trying to get them out of order or
So
any order?
I don't want the player to be worried about the order. So that's why I transfer this to be from one specific value to one of 3 values. The
Right.
real question is, how do we ask, does this number fit in this array? There's a way to do it. I just don't remember what it is. It's not that. It's not that. Definitely not that. Utilities, array. Aha. Contains item. Does the array contain this? Yes, that's it.
Yay!
And now all we need to do is somehow get this actor to communicate with this actor after it spawns. That's the key thing. It has to be after. I did this in another project. I just need to remember how the hell did I do it. Or was it maybe get capsule component, on component, begin overlap, equal, select asset, coffee. God, my naming convention is so bad. Coffee parent. Branch.
You the coffee's parent.
Can we promote this to a variable, or would that be cheating? Or is that even something Unreal will let me do? That's a better question.
I think of a mama coffee bean, and then a papa coffee bean, and then
Oh, you know what?
Bean.
This this check will always fail, because if I spawn more than one in the world, it's going to be called coffee parent underscore 1. It won't be equal anymore, I think. No, because we're doing actor checks, so it might actually... You know what? Let's not think about this right now. I still need to figure out the logic of this. Here's what we'll do. Make a new parameter. We need 2 more. Ingredient number 1. Excuse you. There we go.
You're excused.
Integer and nope. Integer and integer. So what we'll do is we'll have the coffee tell the parent what it has instead of the parent asking the coffee what it has. That sounds silly, because it is, but there's a way to do this. I swear. We need a collision, though. Let's do a box collision. And then we will... I keep thinking I'm in Blender, and I keep hitting middle mouse button to do this. It's not how that works in Unreal. It's right mouse button. I also need to be able to see... Let's try 5 by 10. Nope, by 5. By 10. Okay, that's a little big. Maybe by 8. That should be decent. And then what we'll do is we will create a on component hit other actor equal to customer, get a branch, and if true, cast to customer parent with the reference object being the other actor, and as customer parent, check my order. Bam. Then we just have to just plug this in. And the coffee will tell the parent, not the parent, the coffee will tell the customer, this is what I am. Do you love me or do you not? And the customer will answer in kind. Does the array contain this? Ah, Jesus! That scared the crap out of me. Okay, so first off, does ingredient number 1 fit in any of these? Yes or no? If yes, we do the next check. Which we don't need these for anymore. So we actually need to change these into arrays as well. Look at me sounding smart.
Look at smart sounding me.
Sounding me. Get ingredient number 2 contains that. So if true, branch. This does mean we'll need to come up with some kind of event for when it fails, but we'll do that later. Ingredient number 3 contains item. Branch. And if all goes well, we need to come up with a random tip value. Tip. The tip will be an integer. It will not be an array. It'll be a single thingamabob.
My favorite.
Yes. And what we'll do is we need to come up with a... Do we want a consistent tip, or do we want like a range of positive and negative to make it feel more real?
I wouldn't say negative, because that would be taking money away.
No, that's not, that's not what I mean. What I'm asking is, does every customer tip the same for a positive amount or for a bad experience? Or does each customer tip differently because each customer is a different person? Like, are we...
I would say each customer tips differently.
Okay, so then we're going to need 2 more values. We need a maximum tip and a minimum tip.
Minimum tip, $0.
God, I hope not. That's heartbreaking.
Well, this is the world we live in.
So, at event begin play, we need to decide a few things. So, event begin play, set array, make array. Is that what I want?
Really, Casey, you can't make rays.
Barista called me a moron and threw my coffee cup at me. I tipped negative $3.
Yeah. Take money out of that tip jar and leave. Fuck you guys.
That reminds me, there's a couple Del Tacos where my parents live, and the funniest thing about them is they have a tip jar in their like large soda cups just taped to the drive-through window. And every single time I drive by that, I'm like, someone could just rip that off the wall and walk away and realize they only got 50 cents.
I don't know what's worse, someone taking it or someone realizing they got 50 cents.
I guess it's a matter of perspective.
Like, that both sucks. Both ends of that spectrum is not good.
All right, so when the customer becomes existence, they will decide what they want in their coffee.
Just appears.
Yeah, they just appear. I want to give it a random integer value. The issue being that this is not going to look clean. So here's what we're going to do. Just for my sanity's sake, we're going to take this. We're going to shove it way, way down here.
Where the sun don't shine.
Exactly. Because this is going to get ugly really fast. Random integer in range. Oh, I knew it. This is going to go so bad. Wait, unless... Aha!
What if I put this integer next to the next one? Just kidding. Unless.
Then all I need to do is this and this, so that way all 3 ingredients have the same range. Bam! Look at that. I'm getting smarter by the second. Okay.
Big brain number.
So, first of all, we don't want the minimum range to be 0, because that means no ingredients, and every drink must have 3 ingredients. This is not negotiable. Um, so I think I talked about it on the stream. I haven't talked about it with either of you, I don't think. I'm thinking about making every drink require at least, not black beans. I meant to fix this before. Coffee beans. Black beans are very different.
Yes, black beans in my coffee.
Yeah, but I was thinking about having every drink require at least one bit of coffee beans, and then every other ingredient is fine. So that way we cut down the number of possible recipes, so I don't have to program them all like that. We can still do that if we have time in the polishing stage, but I just want to make sure that this is working first. So in order to make this, testable, break this, this will always be 1. Minimum range will be 1. And what's the highest ingredient number? Number 6.
Highest ingredient number 1.
Does that mean that we can get milk vanilla coffee? Yes. Does this mean we can get milk ice coffee? Yes. Means we can get a lot of things plus coffee. Now the real question is this going to work? To find out, excuse me, we're going to, nope, what am I looking for? There's a thing that lets you display what's in the array. Get a reference? No. This is going to be fun.
Away. No.
Array.
Just ice milk.
Ice milk. I had a customer come to IHOP one day and ask if they can order the batter for our pancakes. And I didn't know how to answer that, so I just got my manager. I never heard what he did about that, because it was a really busy night. But it was like, I hope you're just taking it home to cook. I don't want to know what you're going to do otherwise.
I want a double mocha large grande coffee with ice, double sleeve, no cup. I'll let you think about that one.
Instead of calling it maximum tip, no, we don't need to get that complicated. Stop thinking about it. We need to set these at the start too. As soon as the customer realizes they're alive, they need to think about how much they're going to tip if they have a good experience, and how much they're going to tip if they have a bad experience.
Returned.
Welcome back. So we'll plug these in. Hey Joe. How dystopian is this coffee shop? How expensive are our drinks?
$5.
I think we broke into the magical ingredients game because we were tired of the dystopian price gouging of the ingredients people. So I think fairly reasonable. Like $25.
$5.
Highway robbery? Hell yeah. I am all for it. Okay, so minimum tip for a positive experience is $25.
Jesus. That's 100% tip. If the coffee costs $25.
Hey, if I'm a happy customer, I'll...
Ain't no way no customer's tipping 100%.
I just peaked OBS. Sorry. 25 for coffee harvested from hostile murder beans? Worth.
Are they hostile though? That's the question.
Just Casey, our character, he live streams his nightly events. He just has the VODs playing on the TV on the corner.
You know those monsters in Code Vein? Yeah, those were not vampire monsters. That was
They're coffee
coffee.
monsters.
They're coffee monsters.
Everybody's thirsty.
Everybody's thirsty. Oh my god. Oh my god. I might need to like make like I don't know. What's the term I'm looking for? Emotes and stuff? I don't know. Just like make those part of the branding.
Everybody's thirsty.
Everybody's thirsty. Okay, we have a way for the customer to decide what's in their coffee and how much they're going to tip for a good and bad experience. Um, Based on every time a rich person came to visit my IHOP back in the day. Um,
You get $25.
I once got a tip of $100.
Damn.
And I was like, why are you eating at an IHOP?
Was it late at night?
Yeah.
Okay, then there you go.
Yeah, there's your reason.
There was also, okay, my favorite story behind getting a generous tip. I think I've told Joe this story. I don't know if I told you the story, John.
Probably.
I was working graveyard shift. It was 2 a.m. It's the time most of the drunks leave the bars because the bars are closing. And I hear 2 choppers pull up outside, and like 4 people walk in with black leather jackets, leather pants, cowboy boots. 2 gentlemen are wearing like black cowboy hats. And they have their wives with them. And I'm like a little nervous, but I got to be customer friendly. So I'm like, "Hello, how can I help you?" And they're like, "Oh, we're here to dine in." And the gentlemen are like, they're kind, they're polite, they speak friendly. And then the women go, "Yeah." They just go, "Yeah, we're gonna dine in tonight, sweetie." And I'm like, "Okay." Just for context, they were probably like late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
Reputable fellows with their lasses with them.
So the gentlemen sit down on one side of the booth, the women sit on the other side of the booth, and we don't need that function anymore. At one point, after they place their orders, the 2 gentlemen get up to go to the restroom, and I walk up because I see that their sodas are running low. So I'm like, "Oh, do you need a refill?" And they immediately start flirting with me. And that's when I realized that they were super drunk. Like, beyond. They couldn't even sit upright or sit still. They were like swooning around like this. My camera's not even keeping track of me. And they were like, "You're such a cute little pumpkin, you know?"
God.
And like I'm sitting here like I'm me, Joe. I'm polite to the point where I won't exit the conversation if it
Yep.
seems like it'll be rude. So I'm trapped with these people. I'm trying to like downplay how cute I am, and it's not working. Eventually, I find a way to go, "Oh, shoot. I think your soups are ready. I'm going to go grab those real quick." The soups are ready made. I don't need to, like, make the
Yeah.
soup. I get back out there, and I see the 2 gentlemen are back, and I'm like, "Oh, thank God. Surely the women aren't going to do anything now."
Start hitting on you again.
They didn't hit on me more as overtly as before, but yeah, pretty much, like, "Look at your cute little IHOP uniform," kind of thing. Your cute little apron. "Oh, is that your like shoot, what was it called? Is that your booklet?" And I'm like, "No."
It's the companies.
So they eat for like maybe half an hour. And they get up to go pay at the front. They were otherwise like really nice customers, so I was like, "Okay, just check them out. It'll be fine." I get to the front counter, and one of the guys goes, "Oh, I'm gonna get the choppers warmed up. Come on, ladies." And they're like, "Okay, bye. We'll see you later." I'm like, "Okay." And I grab the guy's receipt. I ring him up and I give him his total. And he goes, "Look, man, I'm so sorry about your experience tonight." And he slips me a 50. And I go, "You don't need to do that." He goes, "No, no, 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 no. This happens all the time. I'm really sorry." And he walks away.
See, my favorite drunk stories like that are like the exact opposite, where it's like dudes are just hammered and their wife are trying to get them to go to bed, and they're just like, "No, I'm married. Leave me alone."
No, I'm married.
To their wife, by the way.
Right, right.
No, I'm married. Leave me alone. I love hearing those kinds of stories where they're just so drunk and it's just like, "You're not my wife."
Where did I put the... Oh, right. I didn't organize this at all.
Right.
First up. Oh, God, I forgot.
Books.
I need
That is
to...
a box.
Oh, no! Well, that's another thing to fix. I'm going to fix that now, actually.
It's our house in the middle of
So
our
just
house.
to explain what the issue is, in case it's not obvious. Oh, it's worse than I thought. Oh, no. Okay. In short, some, as in not all, surfaces are facing inside. And some, as in not all, are facing outside. I want them to face both.
Do both.
I can't do that in Unreal, unfortunately. So let me pull up Blender, even though I've been trying to avoid it today. Hello, Blender. It's been a minute. How are the kids? I need more water. This one. All right, so let's... You cannot hide in the building. Ain't that the truth?
You cannot hide.
Blender knows where you live.
God. It's like Duolingo.
It is like Duolingo.
God, Duolingo.
Oh, God damn it. It's so bad. Okay, there's got to be a way to do this. There's got to be a simple, I want everything facing directions. That didn't do it. I mean, at least everything is facing out now. That's an improvement. Want to easily fix that? Yes, please, 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 please. Give me your magic. Give me your wise words again.
Coffee. Bean soup.
I thought you were going to tell me to get up and make more coffee. I'm like, I don't know how much caffeine is in that coffee. I probably should have checked before I bought it, but it's fine. Add a solidify modifier. Will up the face count, but doesn't really matter. Oh, you know what? That makes sense, actually. Wow. Almost immediately fixed. So let's look at material preview. It doesn't hurt the textures too badly. We'll add it to another one of those, this is fine.
It's fine.
Okay, so copy this, selected objects, no animations, building.fbx. Might need to adjust the settings a little. Oh, you think so? Fill.
I don't think many things. No.
There's a high quality button. What does that do? It didn't do much.
Can't do that.
I just had a crazy thought. I'm streaming to 3 platforms right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I did not realize that's what I was doing when you asked me to stream to Discord. It's probably fine though.
I mean, stream it on the Twitch.
Let's
That's where I'm watching.
re-import this model. Actually, first save all, so that way it doesn't try to remember that something used to exist here.
Stuff used to exist.
The building was never real, Unreal.
Are there faces on the inside?
There are faces on the
Just
inside.
mayonnaise.
You know, even
The
though I
bottom.
remembered to wear my glasses today, I still apparently can't read.
Mrs. Owen.
I went, it's my files are in alphabetical order, and I went from like B all the way to T, wondering where this building file went. And look at that, inside and outside now exists as one.
Congratulations.
I think where those weird seams are, there are hidden faces that need deleted. I mean, we could. At the same time, this is the view the player's going to probably have. Okay, it's noticeable, but like, it's fine. It's not good. We're not making a quote-unquote finished game. This is for a game jam. It's just about realizing a vision. Oh god, it's dark.
And now the lights go.
If I zero this out, where does it go? In the ground. Okay, we need to do something about this lighting situation.
Yeah, the lights just turned off in the YouTube stream.
Turned out all the lights.
Okay, so let's do this. If I turn off shadows... Well, that's just spookier. And that just does nothing. Up to you, just something you might want to adjust at some point. Yeah, you're probably right, but... I mean, if we... I say if we... I'm probably going to have the motivation to want to actually, like, flesh this out after the game jam. I will come back and visit this. I'll watch the VODs and go, like, what can I do better? And what do I need to fix? Because I'm definitely not going to remember everything. All right, we're going to cheat. I'm going to throw a light bulb in there. Oh, that did nothing. Let's increase the radius, increase the intensity. That is max intensity.
The Simpsons.
Source length. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. At least not anything important. Wait. No, it's already in the building.
Waiting.
Oh, you know what I could do? Currently, if you look at the sun icon, it's pointing down and to the back of the building, right? We can just rotate the sun. Don't tell God. This is a life hack for humanity.
People don't want you to know this top 10 life hack. Number 10, rotate the sun. Just grab the sun with your finger and rotate it sideways to reduce the amount of sun you get so you don't get sun cancer.
Are there any other light options? Point light tends to be things like a flare. There probably is. If I go to lights, there we go. We probably want the spotlight, truth be told. So let's grab that. God, this building is massive.
By the way,
Hold
Joe,
on.
yes, sun cancer is cancer for the sun.
We're gonna test something. Let's override the world real quick with the night shift mode. I want to see how big this is. Oh, that's not helpful at all. I did something wrong. I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something wrong. Let's move the player spawn up a little bit. Maybe that'll fix it. Nope. Something's going wrong now. I don't know what it is. Oh, wait. What if I do it here? Nope, something's still going wrong. Okay. Did I script the night shift mode? I did not script the night shift mode. Or the controller. Spot is like a flashlight. Yes. We have reached the limit of what I'm aware of for lights in Unreal, unfortunately. I see there's other options. I don't know what they do in an indoor environment. I also know that spotlights are not optimal for performance, but we're not planning to have too many lights, so I'm hoping the problem just won't happen. Okay, why is Unreal not letting me test with another character? You know, actually, looking at it like this house is too big, for sure. Because, like, if that's the spawn capsule, ain't great, mate.
He is
Dev
searching for the
from the
boss.
legendary Dev.
Oh, hello there.
Kaiju-con.
It's bread.
That's me.
Oh, God. Hold on. Is the
How
house
many people are
floating?
watching?
How many people are watching?
Mhm.
Need a banana for scale.
Damn straight.
That
I have a chart that tells us.
I have a funny story concerning
Just don't say
bananas.
what scale to what.
What scale to what?
It's bananas, obviously.
Your
Okay.
Bananas.
Is it
That
possible?
right?
Is it possible?
What if the banana is scaled to the building?
Why is it giving me issues?
Goodness.
It says bad size, but like...
Oh,
Oh!
Me too, buddy.
I know what the issue is. Okay, so in short, Unreal automatically creates collisions for models if you don't do so. And the issue is that this capsule thinks it's colliding inside the building when it's not. Or at least to us, it's not. Unreal literally put a box around the house.
Like I said, our house is in the middle of our house.
So I need to create some custom collision logic. Your camera appears to be under the house. Yes, it does. If I throw a mannequin in there, he disappears. Anyway, so what we need to
kill the house. Does the house have HP?
That can change.
The short answer is yes.
Well, if the house has HP, something went wrong.
Okay, so first let's see
everything
our
has HP.
collision.
It's just not usually visible.
Complex collision. Okay, I think it actually calculated the collisions correctly, so ideally... Oh, is this mesh collision?
Yep.
This is why I dropped out of English.
This is-
Night shift character. Let's turn your collisions off.
Abundant with an exclamation point.
No, that is still not the issue. Now you have me curious. Okay, not that. I used to know how to show the collisions in a more visual manner, and I'm just not remembering how I did that before. That's not it. Home is where the heart is. You must carve the heart out and eat it to gain its power.
Great,
What?
Elf. Calm down.
Ewan Baylor in chat.
Eat it.
Let's do the funny thing and just say this house doesn't collide with anything. It doesn't need to collide at all. Look at that. Now we're in the house. It's almost like it's a real house with really bad lighting and the word
Just walk through
preview
the back
inside.
Just walk through the back wall.
I probably could actually.
Okay, I actually really like this, so I'm going to keep this.
Well, you did remove all collation from the house, so.
Okay. I think the lighting is what's causing the preview shadows to appear. If I'm not mistaken. There's a way to address that, and I just don't remember. Shadows? Oh, wait. I think I
Every
just need
time
to
I
build
think
it.
of the song "Fun in a Bottle," I think of Mr. John.
What are we thinking about?
The song "Time in a Bottle."
Yeah.
That and Amore.
That's amore. Time in a Bottle's a good song, too.
Yep, I thought so. The only reason the word preview was showing up in the shadows was because we didn't build the lighting. Now that we've built the lighting, I see that we did not light the house very well. Shocker, I know. Oh, the spotlight is way up there now.
There,
What?
get down
It's
from
way up
there.
there.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the light in the upper rear corner.
Old man yells at sky. That's how I feel.
Light. I think the point light might be in the wall. No, something else is going on that's confusing the crap out of me.
It's in the wall.
Isn't Unreal
He's in
Engine
the
just so
gosh
interesting?
darn wall.
Oh. Oh. Well, I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
What's
That sounds like
Doxel?
every
Go
every
ahead.
developer that I've ever heard.
That's
So
amore.
I'm seeing some bad spots here. But there is a way to fix this issue. Wrong folder. Oh God. I'm gonna forget that every single time.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Drop a corner in the building.
did I scale the building down by 0.25? I did. Okay, so that's the right size. We're just gonna put the player camera low enough behind the countertop that they can't see the spots. And look at that, the problem is solved. Yeah. In fact, we'll even have the countertop be way too far forward, so you can't even tell that you're too far forward in the house.
Oh yeah.
Um,
They don't need to know.
no one needs to know. Then we'll just bring the door in.
Remember, Mario Odyssey may look very beautiful, but somewhere on that map is a T-pose Mario looking like a goofball, and it's always funny.
It is eternally funny. If you delete those interfaces, you might solve the lighting issue. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So we need to do some, you said there were some settings to change in the Blender modifier. It's definitely not the high quality button. Or maybe it is? I don't know. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're simple and complex. I see that.
I totally forgot about fast leaf decay, dude. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I missed Fast Sleep Decay.
Yeah, like, you know, one of the baseline mods for any Minecraft mod pack.
I've been playing on Kaylee's Realm.
All right, Awen, I'm going to need some guidance here because I see the interfaces, but I'm worried that deleting them is going to make the inside invisible again. And I just need you to assure me that that's not what's going to happen when I delete those interfaces. While he's probably typing his response, I'm going to work on this door.
Yeah, door.
We'll do 110 degrees.
It's my favorite NPC is door.
Select the face you wonder about and press H. Oh, is it really that simple? That will hide it. Of course, it's that simple.
H for hiding.
Okay, I need to change my select to select faces. There's a button for that, and I'm always forgetting about it. Select. No. Shoot. Oh, this button. If it doesn't destroy things, you can safely delete it. Oh, okay. Well, that certainly makes things easier. So let's go to solid mode.
If.
Press H. Okay, that did the thing. Oh no. Okay, let's try that again. Or do I need to select it from below? No. Alt H to unhide. Oh, okay. That's faster than what I was gonna do.
That's a death rattle.
Yep, that looks like it's just going to mess up the floor a bit. That's rather unfortunate. Might need to apply the solidify. You're probably right, now that you say that out loud. It's Shift A, right? Nope, it's Control A.
I'm pretty sure you're the one that said it out loud. I think they typed it.
Shut up. I do need to be in edit
Just
mode.
throwing your own type of humor back at you, Casey.
It hurts. I know how you feel. It's not going to change my ways, but I know how you feel now. Is this set to smooth or flat shading? That's a good question. I don't know. Oh, I just got a message on my phone. Just gonna glance at that real quick.
Casey narrating his whole life.
Yes. My mom is very
world.
excited for a concert, and she just sent a whole playlist of the songs she's possibly going to be singing at it.
Fantastic.
Love her to death. Let's keep it up.
I love my mom.
I wish my mom got that excited about literally anything. What concert is she going to?
There's this Japanese artist named Ado. Oh, it had to be in object mode. But Ado is she's a live performer. But her gimmick is that you can't see her face when she performs live on the stage. Like, she's a silhouette on a well-lit stage. She's going to be performing in Arizona soon. And my mom bought tickets, so I'm going to be going with her to see that. Her music is pretty great. I personally recommend the song Usewa. That's probably the song she's most known for. Oh, wow, that turned out really good. Thank you, Awen. But it's also like, how do I say it? My mom is trying to convince me that that's not typically how she sings, like lyrics-wise. And yes, it's true. It's definitely not how she normally sings. But I just love the idea that she sings like a delinquent and screams the lyrics all the time. Also, it's my favorite song of hers, so I'm going to keep saying that.
I'm sorry, you said Screams the lyrics, and then I started thinking about Birthday Cake from Jet Set Radio. Don't look up that song. It's catchy and it's awful.
Building.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, I saved the collision presets. That's decent. Even the no
Jet Set
collision. Look at that.
Radio.
So now if we drag this in, it'll be way too big and lit nicely. I love it.
I love it.
Thank you again, Owen, for your support. Because I needed that and therapy.
That's what they're here for. I also need therapy, but that's beside the point.
Now just slide this door to the right position. Copy and paste. Slide it back over a little bit. Give it a couple degrees.
I hope it's a
one
good
with
temperature outside.
Smooth is
Customers
good.
are always
Yep,
leaving
good curvy
your
model.
doors open.
Little hard flat is good if you are mostly hard surfaces. Auto smooth is for meshes with both. Ah, good to know. Thank you, Alan.
Are you laughing at temperature?
I'm laughing at your comment because it's hilarious to me.
Okay.
Because I have to leave my doors open constantly for the air outside, so I hope that whatever climate the shop is in, it's in this climate right here. And not wherever the heck you guys live.
Bad size. Why is it bad size here?
I don't think Casey heard what we were talking about.
I heard some of it. I didn't hear all of it.
It's like it's too hot here right now too.
Joe was talking about how your customers leave all your doors open constantly.
I said I hope it's a nice temperature outside where your shop's at.
Wherever the shop is at.
The limbo that the shop exists in.
Okay. Countertop. If you're gonna give me issues, I'm gonna make you non-collision as well. No, I need you to be collision. Damn it!
I was like, I'll show you.
Okay, so here, there's no issues. But here, there's an issue. Why? Literally why? There's nothing here. If it's not one thing, it's another, isn't it?
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
What if I slide this really far out? No, you just don't like being in the back of the shop? That's literally where you belong. Okay, thank you.
It's just finished. This is cool, actually. I like this.
Okay, let's rotate the player start to face the customers, and let's see. Are you serious right now? Rotating you makes you a bad size?
I love you, Casey.
We're not all perfectly round. Some sides of us are a bit longer than others.
It's likely the one box that covers everything. I mean, I just fixed the collision. I gave it the complex collision. You can see it's no longer, like, spanning out. Or at least it shouldn't be. What if I...
See, I genuinely
Go ahead.
really like the whole, like, peanut gallery in the background while you're actually trying to do something.
We're like the what are those Muppets named? The two Muppets.
Oh, yeah, the Three Stooges. I love those Muppets.
Not the Three Stooges. No, we are that too.
The old man, I know what you're talking about. That I can.
Yeah, the old man Muppets. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, this is way too high.
I used to know their name because I've been compared to them more than once as the last month or so.
So they're literally, that's the joke. They're the peanut gallery.
You say bad size, and yet you're going to accept spawning there. Screw you, Unreal.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it gets worse.
Oh. Oh.
All right, time to do something drastic.
Uh-oh. Don't stretch it. Don't do it.
No, I'm gonna shrink it.
Don't do it.
The opposite of what you did, so actually.
The camera's gonna go down to here.
Yes.
How? How?
Statler and Waldorf. That's their names.
There we go.
Samuel and Waldorf?
No, Statler.
Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
now we
you.
need the coffee machine. I really should have organized this much better.
Be gone, loop beams, dark RTP, expendability, colon, fisherman's XP health. What is XP health?
Even scaled down to the same size as everything else, this coffee machine is still way too big.
I love it.
I mean, a coffee machine scaled to the size of a frying pan would be too small, but a coffee machine scaled to the size of a refrigerator would be too big. So you gotta find a coffee machine scale that scales with a coffee machine.
You know,
Like
that
a
logic,
microwave?
that logic genuinely reminds me of a dumb thought I had once upon a time. I once thought we should base the price of everything based on the price of monsters, and I don't know why I had that thought.
The price of monsters?
Yeah, like the energy drink. Like, how many monsters would you buy to be equivalent to this one item that you're buying?
Well, so I mean, so the thing is, that's not a dumb thought. It is literally that is the baseline of economics. You are just exchanging money, the currency of money, for the currency of Monster energy drinks.
Yeah. So like
There was in my economics class. Man, I can't wait to take another economics class. In my economics class, it was literally one of the things we talked about was like taking a random object to be your currency and figuring out why that was a good or bad thing. And like there's a separate whole other part of that was in microeconomics when we did that. And then in macroeconomics, we did a project that was like pick an item. Now everything in the world is scaled to the price of that item. What breaks? Figure it out.
Interesting.
I don't know how I feel about the idea of currency being backed by the price of Monster. You know, how,
Right?
like American
So fun.
currency is supposed to be backed by gold. Just replace the gold with Monster energy drink.
I mean, so the thing is that American currency used to be based on gold.
Yeah,
and then in the 70s they were like,
they got
actually
rid of that.
instead we're not going to do that. I
Yeah.
think it was they switched it to silver, and they've switched it away from silver since then. I don't know what it's based
It's
on right
based
now.
on the value of the dollar.
Yeah, it's based off of
Right,
itself.
I forgot. It's fragile. It's the most fragile thing they could have done with it. But
Yep.
the most flexible thing they could have done with it. I forgot.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's why you want to add a reference cube for size in Blender. As long as you apply transforms, everything is reasonably scaled. Yes.
Add a reference banana in Blender.
Okay.
I had a reference for duck when I was learning Blender. That was a long time ago. I miss learning Blender. What was I looking for again?
We're gonna see
Healing
if this works. Widget class. I just thought, what if this works? And turns out it might work, and that's the scariest thing. And yet I'm not seeing that it's working, and that's making me even more worried. Okay. Tick mode enabled. Manually redraw. Circular reference issue that tracks. I see.
S. What about S?
Honestly, reference banana would work as long as you set the size correctly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a picture that tells us how big a banana is. Because I know exactly how many bananas tall I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever seen the website How Many Tall? Let's see if I can find it. How many tall with 3 L's.
What am I looking at?
Did they switch it? Did they switch it to how many? No, that's not right.
Okay, that didn't work as I was hoping it was going to work. I was hoping the widget would spawn and that I could see it and adjust it. I'm not seeing the widget anywhere. If the value of $1 is based on the value of $1, that's circular logic and breaks everything. Yes. I think every economics person agrees. In fact.
As a matter of fact, that's correct.
As a matter of fact,
we don't have
yes.
much control over it. I think it's more complicated than that, but I don't remember. I haven't actually looked into it. I should probably do that. That would be wise. That'd be a wise decision, I think.
Engine, widget, and world. I'm just gonna look up a quick tutorial here, because like there was a tutorial I saw a long time ago that lets you put like widgets in the world and still interact with them. I just cannot remember how that worked. So you add a widget component, which I have right here. I'm looking at the official documentation. It almost literally stops there. Once you place the actor that contains that widget in your level, the widget class blueprint is displayed in the world. Except that's not what I'm seeing, though.
I miss when Vsauce did dongs.
Bandong.
Screen?
Hey,
oh,
so...
shoot. Okay, hold on. We're onto something. We're onto something. Here, break this. Okay, so that's working. So if I go back here and say it is based on the position in the world, then it disappears. Okay, that's my issue. Okay. Hold on, we can get this.
How many tall doesn't exist anymore?
Oh.
That's so sad. You can't directly measure how many bananas tall you are anymore.
User interface.
That's that one.
There's got to be a way to have this like display properly. There's got to be. There's something I'm missing. There's something I'm missing. Create widget, set widget, widget space. What can I do? Widget. Then provide the there, yeah, and then there, and then.
Is that man?
That's all, folks. I don't know the words. I don't know how to do the Porky Pig formula. Honestly, I think you would be the kind of person to learn the Porky Pig formula, John.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that's the answer, but we're gonna test if that's the answer. That was not the answer. There's a way to do this. I'm just not smart enough. Oh, by the way, you can set the origin point of a model in Blender that would set the movement point wherever you want. Don't know if that's related to what you are doing, though. Oh, no. Essentially, I'm trying to make it to where the widget itself, like, spawns in the world so that I can attach it to things. And I'm just not... I haven't done it correctly without looking it up before, and now I need to look it up again because I definitely don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I should look at a YouTube tutorial because that's actually easier to consume. Let's see. UE or Unreal. Widget in world.
Luggage. I know luggage. That's the one that Joe really liked.
I'm off. It is bedtime. You guys have a good night.
Good night.
We'll miss you. Have fun, John.
I'll try.
I was still muted.
Whoops.
What did I like?
The luggage mod for Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, it was open blocks, but now luggage has been made into its own mod, just like all of the most popular features from open blocks.
Yep.
Which I think is funny, because like you have the elevator, you have the movement pads, and now luggage, but like none of the other parts. Oh, and the glider. Open blocks was such a good mod.
Supposedly, I should be seeing the widget as soon as I drop it in here. This is not the case. This is very much not the case. I think this is a failed experiment. So instead what we'll do is probably not the smartest thing to do. But wait. I want to test this dumb idea first.
Some ideas are the best ideas.
Is there a way to is there I don't want to say it. Is there a way to display a model in a user interface? No, I didn't think so. That would have been really funny though. Create a 3D widget. Let's try that tutorial. Okay, so he's starting with creating his widget from scratch, which is fine. Sit upright too, because I can feel my butt hurt.
Why are you butt hurt?
So far, I've done everything he's doing. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. My camera speed is a little too fast. Let me slow it down. No, that doesn't seem to be it either. Oh. 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 Now where'd it go? Oh, wait. That's the issue. That's so dumb. So essentially, this little size thing here, it's not the size of the interface. It is how much of the interface it's drawing. That's why I couldn't see the widget.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So now all we really need to do is just get a static mesh in here, and then we can shrink the UI down to the coffee machine. Well, first we gotta shrink the coffee machine, but you know, baby steps.
We'll get there when we get there.
0.05, 0.05, 0.05. Rotate the coffee machine about 90-ish degrees. Then we'll take our widget. Oh shoot. There we go. Take the widget. Let's shrink it down to 0.25 and see what that does. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's try 0.05, 0.05, 0.05. Then just
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
okay. I need to be really precise. Let's stretch the coffee machine on the x-axis by 0.1. Maybe also the z-axis to 0.1. Maybe 0.1 is too much. I feel like I'm getting worse. 0.075. That's what I meant to do. Widget. Slide this up. Okay. Now, if we spawn this in the world, this is where the real test begins. Can we interact with this thing? No. There's a way to do this. Widget interaction, probably. This component this is a component to allow interaction with the widget component. This class allows you to simulate a sort of laser pointer device. When it hovers over widgets, it will send basic signals to show as if the mouse were moving on top of it. You'll then tell the component to simulate key presses. Now the real question is, does it just work like that? Negative. I need to do something different. Widget interaction component. You can create any type of interactive widgets such as sliders, combo boxes, checkboxes, with them in your 3D environment. For information, see component page. No. It doesn't want me to add it to this actor. It wants me to add it to the player. Okay, well, we can try it. This is getting more complicated than it probably should be, but that's what we're here for. Widget interaction. We'll put it in front of the camera. And then we'll get event tick. Mouse position on viewport. Get widget interaction. Sets. I'm so scared of how this is gonna work. Set location. This is probably not how this works. Press, oh. Press pointer key. Okay, we're abandoning this. This is this is way over my head, and we spent way too much time on this. Let's go back to that user interface, and we'll just do something different. Oh, I have an idea. We're gonna put the coffee machine in the player and just put it in its face. And then we can just scale the coffee machine based on the UI by hand. Unless there's a preview button I'm not aware of. 0.05, 0.05, 0.05. Rotate that coffee machine. We can get rid of this widget interaction. And then no collision. Get rid of this. Bring this over here. We're getting somewhere.
We're back.
Okay. Can we scale this up a little bit? Maybe 0.06. If we scale it too much, we're gonna not be able to see the coffee machine. It might be faster to just adjust the UI instead of doing all this nonsense now that I'm saying this out loud. Let's open the UI. Okay, so that's not the way to do it. The buttons are already kind of small. That's the issue. Maybe what we'll do instead is just apply a background to this vertical box and have the coffee machine be like a visual thing. Maybe spawn the cup in there and then click serve drink to dish it out. There's no way to color the vertical box, but that's not an issue because we can grab this border. Slide that to the top. Not like that, actually. Slide this a little bit to the left. just to test if that's working. Okay. And then just to make it look fancier than it really is, duplicate that. Make it a child. Shrink it. Maybe 0.75 by 0.75. Let's give it a white background. Maybe 0.5 by 0.5? Why is it taking up the whole box? Or is it because... Aha! We don't want this to be a child of this border. That's what I'm learning. And now I've totally lost track of this border. Where is it? I'm doing this so complicated, but it's fine. Okay, let's grab this border's coordinates. Whoops. Here. And then we'll just shrink this here to maybe 500 by 875. Slide this. That sure is an interface. We need to change the padding a little bit. So left we'll do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Why is the padding so big? I don't remember how I got it there. It's probably this guy's fault. Or maybe not. Maybe it's someone else's fault and I am just appalled that I designed this way. Oh, what have I done? Let's I see. It's not this padding. It's somewhere else. That's this issue is coming from. Padding is set to 0. Oh, it's because Yep, that's what it was. So let's get these buttons coordinates set back to 0, and then we'll fix everything from there. So 0, 0, 0. And then what we'll do, horizontal box, center, coffee beans is left, vanilla bean is center, chocolate beans is right. Now, let's do -140. let's make the button 3 by 3. 3 by 3. And then 3 by 3. 140. Now, not only are the buttons bigger, but they fit more nicely on this interface. And now we just got to do the same for everything else. 3 and 3. 3 and 3. And with the ice in particular, actually, now we could just boom, boom. Now they're kind of even. I think the tips we can actually do what we were trying to do with this. So let's do that. Tip jar. I'm blind. There it is. Tip jar. Widget. We need to make a separate widget, actually. So real quick, what's the logic behind the tip jar? Or is there even any logic behind the tip jar? There is no logic. Cool. So, ideally, we can just go to user interface, blueprint. We'll call it tip jar widget. Dive in. And what we'll do is we'll get a border. No, not a border. We want a horizontal box. No, we want a vertical box. If I can spell vertical. We'll anchor it center. And we'll make it 500 by, or maybe 100 by 500. And then all we need to do is grab 2 pieces of text. This one and this one. We'll center it. And then what we'll do is this one. We'll say tips. Font. Just to make it a little more visible, we're going to give it an outline of 5. Same thing with this one. But this one, we're going to do something really special here.
Returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We will call this function get tips. And how this is going to work is we are going to cast to day shift character, get reference to the player character, and we need to, if we haven't done so already, I'll delete that. We need to add a variable called tips. Make this an integer. And we'll create a function called, or not function, a custom event called get tips. With this, we will get tips, add an input here. Make this an integer as well. This will be customer tip plus, and then set. So essentially, when the customer gives tips, they will tell the day shift character, hey, I'm giving you this much money. The character will say that, add that to my existing tips, and that will update this node. And now the tip jar widget, all it needs to do is just get tips, and it will automatically update. So with that being said, now we can go to our tip jar, add the widget. What is the size of our canvas here? 1280 by 720, so 1280 by 720. And yet I don't see our widget. Oh, there it is. So now we just need our tip jar, which I think the dog is going wild again.
Yep. BRB.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we can't just do something silly here. Chroma key color. No, we don't want to do that. I'll just make a white texture right now. Krita. Well, at least that's centered. We can just bring this forward a little bit just to make it more clear. New image. And then we'll just make this 1024 by 1024. Then we'll just file, save as a PNG, and we'll call it the jar texture. Then we can close Krita, go back, go back to our material, jar, last thing to do is to grab 0.75 is the max alpha.
I've returned.
Welcome back.
My sister was a hostile intruder, evidently.
Of course. So now, in theory, it is so bright. Let's change the light color a little bit. Let's also move the sun. There we go. Now we just need the tip jar to actually face the player. And scoot. And then just in case, we'll also rotate a little bit. We got something going. The coffee not only is spawning in the wrong place, it is also still a gigantic cup of coffee. Oh, hold on. I thought of something. Not you. Not you. Not you. Save you, but not you.
I return.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay. I was looking at this in the world, and I was thinking, well, first of all, we need to get rid of the tip interface here. I was thinking this looks like a menu board. So, if we slide this down a little bit, grab some text. Oh, that's snapped on perfectly. Okay. Now, we just need to justify it center. Change the text to say, coffee ingredients. Then, just to make it look a little bit fancy, we'll add a 5-point outline. I really want to import my custom font now. It wouldn't fit the theme, but it would be really funny. What else can we do? What else can we do? Can we make it a little bigger? That's too big. 50? 45. 40. 35. 35 is good. The other thing we're also going to need to do is have some kind of way to display how many ingredients of each we have. So we might need some text. Can we overlay the text on the button? Widget can't have children. Okay, but why? I guess I could overlay another widget on top of this widget, which would be widgetception, but we could do that. Is there a way I can duplicate this without the children? No, but I can work with this.
Bring him to daycare.
Bring them to daycare. So let's drop these. Drop these. And then overlay this on top of this. Or alternatively, just copy those coordinates. Let's see.
Thank you. Oh, that's suspicious. Nope.
There we go. Now,
Just...
let's say this text is... duplicate and dump the children at daycare. We'll just put in a placeholder bean count. Actually, we should just do number and call this bean count. Then use translation to slide this over here. Duplicate that. Set that to 0. This will be the vanilla count. Center that. If that's even a concept that it has. I see. Centered. Center? Okay, we're just gonna need to do this manually. Translation. We actually don't want this to block the button icon either, though. This might be beyond what we need to do. How about we come back to this? We can always come back to this. Or, actually, can't we just add another horizontal box? Maybe here? Where did that go? That's an interesting place to place yourself. And that's also an interesting place to place yourself. Okay, text. Maybe if we add some padding on top, maybe like 10. Nope, that pushes everything down. This is so frustrating. Number. Justification center. Give it a 5 outline. And that pushes everything down further. Okay. Hey, Joe. I'm looking at my interface.
Yep.
How would you visually manage how many of each resource you have?
Is this all we're seeing?
Yes.
Okay, so the blue box is all we're seeing, right?
Yeah, blue box is everything.
Perhaps either a small icon of our resource up at the top, or just have it as a number in the corner of the box.
In the corner of the box, like the corner of the button or the corner of the box?
Yeah, button.
I'm an idiot. Hold on. Oh my god. I made all that work for nothing. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Or actually, this might be a good opportunity to... I gotta reopen Krita. Get OBS back up so I can see that as well. Okay. Let's go to our quote-unquote jar texture. Or actually, hold on. Open recent. Aha! Add a layer. Put this below that. Let's do the color. Does a black button make sense, or are there better button colors?
Black is acceptable.
What are the other icons that we have? Would any of those icons be hindered by the color black? Better question. Where did I put all those icons? There we go. The answer is no. The color black is fine. Okay. So, file, save as, PNG, we'll call it coffee icon 2.0 just in case. Oh, right, you can't call it 2.0. We'll call it coffee 2. Open recent. Espresso bean. Next one. Vanilla bean. Next one. Cocoa beans. Nice. Next one. You can't scroll down this list. There we go. And then next one. Or last one, actually. Cool. Now we go back to Unreal, import these assets. Save all. Copy interface. Replace that. Oh God. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Clear that. Delete. Why? $25 by $25, so 25 by 25. There we go. And the image is all jacked up. But why? Oh, that's why. Okay. We can actually probably upsize this to 30 by 30. Yeah, let's do that. So let's get rid of those images. So first off, that's good. This one was vanilla bean. Set this to be 25 by 25. Oh no, we wanted 30 by 30 with no margins. This one was chocolate. I, of course, did not call it chocolate. I called it cocoa beans because I love consistency. 30 by 30, 0 margins.
I don't believe you.
You know what? I don't believe me either.
I don't believe me either.
Okay, this one is the espresso. 30 by 30, margins are 0. Let's compile and save real quick, just in case. Milk. Oops. Milk. 30 by 30. Set the margins to be 0. And then this one is going to be the ice. 30 by 30 with the 0 margins. And now, because these buttons no longer have children, we can now actually attach text to them and apply interesting logic to them. Assuming that the text doesn't try to take over the buttons like we're seeing right here. So let's set this padding to 0. Is there a reason that the text wants to take over the button? Why is the text taking over the button? RGB, size, lettering. Is it smarter to have the text be the parent for the... Nope, that's not how that works apparently. Okay. I don't know. 20? 15. 16. 16. Okay. Or 10 with the outline size of 5. Yes, that looks great on the icon. Far right? Middle?
I don't believe you.
What about size? Nope, if we change the size too much, it won't work. Outline size 1. Go to size 15. That should work. And let's set the opacity to 0.75, 0.5, 0.25. Why is it always black? I don't know. You would think that opacity would be opacity and not just how much is the color going to radiate. Or is it because there's... Nope, the shadows are not turned on. Interesting. Render opacity, there we go. 0.25 should be good. Bean count. Now, copy that, paste it here. Look at that. We'll call this vanilla count. Paste that there. We'll call this chocolate count. Then go back to here, paste it here. This will be espresso count. Paste this here. This will be milk count. Assuming that I'm, you know, pasting first, renaming second. And then ice is unlimited, so we're not going to worry about that for the moment. Now, with that established, now we need to create a function for this text to identify that it is limited. So all we need to do for that is to go to our text and go to bind, create binding, and we'll call this binding get ingredient count. Or actually, we'll do a binding for each one just to make things a little easier for ourselves here. So we just need to cast to the day shift character, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be...
The day shift character is not keeping track of the ingredients. I think what we actually need to do is we need to add these values to the day shift character, I think. Does the night shift character keep track of that, or is it just my imagination? Player blueprints, night shift character. The night shift character does keep track of this stuff, so we do need to keep track of it as the day shift employee. So let's pull you down here so I can see everything. Add a variable, we'll call it coffee beans. Another variable, call it vanilla beans. Another variable, call it chocolate beans. Another variable, call it espresso beans. And a final variable, we'll call it milk. Compile, save. We'll need to do some functionality to make that function as intended, but we'll come back to that. Like with all things. So get player character. Get coffee beans. Append, nope. To text. String to text. And then append. No, we don't need to do an append. We just need to do a count. So.
I'm like, did Joe fall asleep? Was that what that was?
No.
I think he just moved his microphone.
Okay.
Cool. So now we just need to do that for each function that we want to mess with. So we're also going to need to modify that at some point. So we'll close this, close this, close this. We can probably delete this get money function. All right. Now for any % speed run, make all the text do something. Create binding.
What does the any % mean in this context?
Do it before the game crashes? I don't know. Or engine crashes? One of the two.
Well, that's what speedrun means. But like any % meaning like at any cost, any completion level.
Does it bare minimum function? I'll take it. How's that sound?
So any %. Okay, that makes sense.
And I just realized that I actually made a mistake right here because we don't want the coffee beans to be counted twice. We just want it to be counted once and get the vanilla beans to be counted here. And then for this one, we don't want the coffee beans, but we want the chocolate beans.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I might have found a space travel Minecraft mod that I actually like.
Do you typically not like space travel?
Usually no. Usually I'm like, why would I download another dimension mod that just shows me another blank dimension? But like, I just found a mod called Ad Astra, which actually looks kind of cool and like well made. It is unusual.
All right, time to test. Oh, that looks so unfortunate. The buttons got shrunk because there's only one digit holding the space. And the worst part is, I know for a fact that when it gets 2 digits, the problem will only get worse. And I had a third realization. I didn't change the fact that the text itself shouldn't be hit testable. Oh, no, it still works. Never mind. Okay, so we need to do something a little bit different. I think this is probably a bad idea. But we'll just do that thing that I said I didn't want to do, but we're going to do anyway, of just copying these coordinates and such. Why is that such a weird number, actually? Let's not think about it. Paste that there, grab this, paste that there, and then hide this, hide this. We're gonna need 3 horizontal boxes. Horizontal box. Put that one there, grab another one, put that one there, grab a third one, put that one there. Then the first thing we need to do is grab this bean count, move it to here. Then grab the vanilla bean count, put it there. Then grab the cocoa beans count, put it down here. Now, just to start making sure we align this properly, maybe first thing I should do is make sure it has the same anchor, and then apply those coordinates. Vertical box, paste it here. Okay. So we're gonna apply some padding here, maybe 50, 70, 80, 100. 100 did it. Okay. Then we are going to grab this. We're gonna do this the bad way, just because we can. We're just gonna manually move this stuff to where it needs to be. And make sure it's not hit testable. Grab this, slide this over here. Grab this, slide this over here. Maybe 70, 65. Close enough. All right. That's one horizontal box down. Horizontal box 2 has this and this. So now we go back up to here, add some padding, maybe 50, 75, 100. 100 it is. Grab this milk count. Manually drag that over here. That is not what I grabbed. Milk count. Not hit testable. Uh, 315. Grab this, slide this over here. Compile, save, test. That did not go as smoothly as I was hoping. So I think the issue is that the justification is, nope, that's correct, actually.
All right. Oops. This is there. Deal with the consequences of actions at a later date.
What if I do this? Okay, what if I do this? Okay, so, yeah, laziness does not pay off here.
I can finally have a customized rope. It's beautiful.
Surely there's a way to not have the button be affected by the size of its children asset, right? Clipping? Nope. Is focusable, color opacity. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. In the meantime, we can fix how the buttons look, depending on if you're hovering over them or not.
I like your spunk, kid.
Actually, I'm just gonna see if someone in the Unreal community has noted how to fix this. Let's see. Text widget changes button size. Here we go. Little forum post. Oh, is that how that works? No, not at all. That's not how that works, actually. Which allows you to specify the size it reports to desire, not only just reports to desired size that you desire. It's fine. The buttons can be dynamically sized based on the text. We need to work on other things.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not important right now. It's fine.
Now I just gotta reset their positions. There. 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 And there. Maybe if I just increase the size of the text a little bit, it'll look more natural when the player first starts. What does that look like? Not quite.
Oh, of course I like Ad Astra. It's made by the same people who made Tempad. I love it when like I find a mod that has like a really prolific mod author, and then I find a mod by that author that I already like. It's so nice. It's such a good thing.
It's always nice to
It's
run
like
into the people you trust.
exactly. It's a lot like finding music and like you find a song, you go, this song's a bop, and then you look at it and you go, I know this artist. All of their songs are bops. That one's probably a more niche experience, but anyway. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Oh, too close. Oh well.
What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? As long as it has 2 digits, it works fine. But I need it to work for 1 digit. What if I, in an attempt to do something really dumb here, append, no, append here to here. Pray tell, what does that look like? Nothing, because I didn't add anything.
The chinchilla baskets full.
Number. Compile, save, run. Oh, this is so frustrating. We need to move on. We do need to fix how it spawns drinks. That is something we need to do. Copy parent. Check for ice. Here we go. So, oh, okay, so that's all that does. But we do need to change where it spawns the coffee drink. So, can we, let's do this. Save everything. Real quick. I want the customer to stand about here. So
4, 6, 7, 2,
that's
4,
about,
6, 8, 9. There you go. 8 and 8.
where is it? There's something in Unreal that can serve as like a just a point. Basic. I guess we could put an empty actor down. And then copy location. That's not gonna work actually. But I can look at that and go yes. So -52. -120. And let's see what that does. I mean, it works. The text is really bothering me though. If I set the text to hidden, what does that do? It just hides it. It still affects the size of the buttons. If I disable is enabled, nope. Oh my god. Collapsed. That deletes the button. Good to know. I really need to stop getting stuck on this, but it's really, really bothering me. Let's get the customer working. Event begin play. It decides what it wants. What it wants in its coffee. Check my order. It checks these things. So if false, cast to player character, or no, cast to day shift character, get player character, and then do get tips. Nice. Minimum tip. Then we'll just drag this out a little bit and hook up all the false nodes to it. Then just copy this logic, paste it down here. Maximum tip. And then to test this, would you like a coffee espresso iced? It printed 11 for some reason. 10. Why is it counting down? That's at 18.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, wait. Is it? I think it's... Why is it... Hold on. Hold on. Something is printing the results, and I'm not sure why. There it is. It's printing... No. Is it printing the recipe ID? Is the recipe ID greater than or equal to 4? If true... What? Hold on. Copy interface. Graph. Event graph. Where does that recipe ID come from? I'm just not sure. Okay, let's break this. What happens if I just do that? Okay, for some reason, recipe ID was just randomly generating all the time. Okay. I don't know why that was doing that. Yeah, that recipe ID node is literally not doing anything. Why do I have this on? I do need to make a check recipe function, but boy howdy am I not ready for that. How do I want to do this? Let's make a recipe array. How about that? And new function. Check check recipe. Make array.
I'm just gonna go this way.
The array should be set up like this. And with that, we can actually simplify the check coffee function to be branch recipe ID contains item um 1. If false, it's bad coffee. And
That's the way. Uh-huh.
then if true, check the recipe. Which, truth be told, this whole portion here should actually be moved to prior to any other function going on. Okay, so check for ice. Well, it should check for coffee first, then check for ice. Break. Or actually, we can even move check for ice to another function later, but break link. Check for ice. How does this work? Okay, that's way too complicated. Make another branch. Grab the recipe ID. Contains item. I think the ice ID is 6. Yes, it is. So as long as it contains 6, then this is an iced beverage. Cool. Now for check recipe. So get recipe. So by this point, we already checked that the coffee is real. The coffee does exist.
The coffee is real. I'm so happy the coffee is real.
Coffee is literally the lifeblood of the planet. Anyway, so okay. This can be simple. Milk is a number 5. So, shoot, there's a way to do this. For loop? No. Wait. Maybe.
Thanks, Cerulean.
Loop body. Branch. No. Well, I mean, yes, but no. For each loop with break.
I want not water that's also not orange juice. How do I do this?
Apple juice?
You're a genius, actually. I should get apple juice.
Alright, does it contain number 5? If true, set static mesh to be milk coffee. It should not be that straightforward though, because that can cause errors. Like if you add vanilla to the mixture. I know a for each loop is probably the way to do this, but I'm really scared of for each loops.
Casey, could you make it to where each possible ingredient combination is its own distinct number, and then make it to where if you have the 3 ingredients, it equals that number, and then just a check of if that number is the number that your customer is asking for, it's a good coffee or a bad coffee?
I had something started like that. Turns out I'm bad at math, so I abandoned this point system. But I do get what you're getting at. Models. Do I have a... There's a mocha coffee, there's a vanilla coffee, there's a milk coffee, espresso, and black coffee. Okay. Walk me through that thought process one more time, just so I make sure I'm understanding.
So my thought is you have all of the possible ingredients, or not ingredients, combinations being their own number as like the reference number for if your stuff matches, right? Then
So, like, as an example, vanilla iced coffee recipe would need to have like these 3 digits, right? For each
Right.
recipe.
And so I felt like I said it eloquently last time, but now I can not remember how I said it last time. So have all of your possible combinations be their own number, and then if you have all 3 of those ingredients, they equal that number, and just have that number referenced to your customer's number of what they're asking for. And if the 2 don't match, then it's a bad recipe.
So
And I
it's
imagine
only
do.
it's only bad if the customer doesn't like it, instead of having
Right.
it be modeled correctly and then the customer saying no. I feel like that would confuse the player though, because like they can make a good recipe, but if only the customer hates it, then it's a bad coffee. I guess
Well,
also you can't
you're
really see in the cup either.
not presently, yeah.
There's a way to do that.
Just have floating skulls above it.
Just for my reference. So if we do this,
Because the customer's not going to be happy if they get the wrong item anyway.
right?
And if you really want a quote-unquote failed type of coffee, you can have that be its own number as well. That way you have a reference number to what it looks like. Just tie the look of the item to that reference number.
I get what you're saying. I'm just wondering how to do that. I might need to just read up on for loops tomorrow.
Pretty loops.
Because we are overtime right now. I do
Yeah.
still have to wake up tomorrow. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna update my notes. What did we do today? We fixed the building model. The enumeration on this document is incorrect for some reason. There we go. We fixed the building model. Excuse me. We quote unquote fixed the coffee interface. The enumeration is still not correct. There we go. We started customer actor. We imported all our models. We already did that actually. What else did we do? I should have been recording this as I went. I think we just experimented for the most part. I don't think we actually did too much.
Well, you did get the building working properly. At least seems like it to me.
Yeah, we assembled we assembled the cafe. We'll use that terminology. Assembled cafe. And then what I'll do is I'll go to the development timeline real quick. And I'll copy paste what we did implement. And then make a to-do list for tomorrow, since tomorrow we'll have a lot more time. So days 08, June 27th. All right, we need to do a lot of things. We need to fix the coffee generation system, for one. Fix coffee generation system. Complete customer and coffee interactions. We need to add money to our save system. I don't think I've done that yet. Actually, I don't think the day shift character is communicating with the save system. Save system, we need to work on the enemy AI. And then I'm gonna add this. We're probably not gonna get to it tomorrow. We need to design the night shift environment. We haven't even started that.
That sounds like fun.
I mean, environment design in Unreal, if you're willing to just use its tools, is kind of nice, because you literally just click up here and click landscape, and it'll literally generate a plane that you can paint mountains on, which is pretty neat. I played around with it when I was trying to make a VR project a couple months ago. I stopped because developing in VR is physically painful. Like, actually, because you have to put on your headset to test, then you take it off to program, then you put it back on.
No, yeah, that sounds awful.
On and off, on and off, on and off. And for someone who just developed their sea legs, it reminded me that my sea legs are, you know, only strong enough to hold me upright, not strong enough to survive a rocking sea.
Sure.
Okay, before we end the stream, I want to serve our capybara a coffee. We will serve him an iced vanilla coffee. Oh no, it's crashing. Oh no. Oh, it crashed everything.
Well, we had it working.
We had it working. All right, capybara is just going to be coffeeless. I don't know what to say to that. Oh, Blender's crashing now. Oh, no, we're fine.
The capybara was not pleased with your offering.
It's like, you literally harvested this milk from me, and you're going to serve it right back to me? Excuse you. Get out of my face.
You didn't put milk in it.
Did I not? What
It
did I
was a
put in
vanilla
it?
coffee.
Oh, it was vanilla
It's
coffee.
nice vanilla coffee.
I forgot. Oh, that reminds me of another thing I didn't do. I said I was going to do it today. So I modeled the vanilla bean. I rigged it. It's ready to be animated. I meant to create a model for the flower on the vanilla bean, so that way we can attach it to the vanilla bean on the head, kind of make it look like a pretty worm. I totally forgot about that again. That's 2 days in a row that I forgot to do that. Let me add that to the notes, actually, since I'm saying this out loud. Vanilla flower. I'll know what that means. I hope. In the interim, thanks to everyone who tuned in. Alan, thanks as always. I say as always, you've been in 2 streams. Thank you for your insights and your knowledge. It is greatly appreciated. And we'll pick this back up tomorrow for the last 3 days of the game jam.
What was their name?
Alwyn Valor? Or the
We
game
love you,
jams?
Alan Valar.
All right. See you guys.